welcome back to another video. So you're probably wondering what the hell is going on, and so was I the other night. So let me tell you what's going on. So basically, when we went on the group ride for First Manufacturing Company bike night, we all left. Me, Sandy, Glenn, Barbara CVO 19. We all took a ride into New York. This was about 2 days ago. We all took a ride into New York to do the bike night, and it was literally like 100 degrees out. Definitely hotter than it was when we were riding in Tennessee. It was probably like in a low 90s in Tennessee, still super hot. But the other night, it was about 100 degrees, and we were stuck in some Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Long Island traffic nonstop. So it actually took us to move about 35 miles to get from New Jersey to Long Island. It took us about 2.5 hours, just to kind of give you guys an idea. So having said that, I changed my oil before we left for Tennessee. The bike ran beautiful, right? No issues, no problems. Oil level was fine. But on the other day's ride, Glenn pulled up next to me and he said, "Your bike's smoking, bro." I said, "What are you talking about?" I looked back, and sure enough, out of both tailpipes, dark blue color oil. I smelt it right away as soon as we were stopping in traffic and the wind was blowing forward. I smelt it, and you could see it. It was literally smoking out of both tailpipes. So I'm like, oh my God, what's happening here? But funny thing is, the bike actually ran good. I didn't hear any knocking, anything like that. There was a difference in the noise in the engine, not the exhaust. There was a difference in the noise in the engine in the front. Sounded like it was coming from the front cylinder. So I didn't know. So what we did was we actually pulled over on the Cross Bronx Expressway, and we waited for about a half an hour, let things cool down, because I really didn't know what was happening. First things I thought about was, shit, I blew the friggin' motor, right? So I was like bummed out. I'm like, geez, but it's running fine, right? So it cooled down. We had about a half an hour left to go. Started the bike up, running, and then it's still smoking. So I was basically easy on it all the way to First Manufacturing. Then I had a little meet and greet over there. Then we did what we had to do. On the way back home, it was still smoking. So I called Dave, and like I said, mind you, I changed the oil before we left for Tennessee. I probably put 2,500 miles on the bike, no issues, until the other night. So long story short, I talked to Dave over at JD Cycle Works. He said, check the oil. It might be too full, and it's going into the breathers and dumping it back into the motor. So, sure as shit, this morning I checked. I didn't have any time yesterday, but I checked the oil level this morning, just now, as you guys seen, and it was at the tippy top, if not little over, full hot on the Jiffy stand, on the kickstand. So I'm like, how could that possibly happen? I checked the fluids, it was perfect, and there was no issues. Went about 2,500 miles and there was absolutely no issues. So it was really puzzling. So I just actually had to drain probably about a good, I want to say half a quart, maybe more, out of the motor. And now I started it back up, checked it. I had to put a little tiny bit back in. Now we're going to take it for a ride. So hopefully that was the issue. I'll let you guys know. I have to take a ride over by Nick, my buddy. He's got a shop. I have to make some kind of brackets up for the Street Fighter so I can mount some cameras to it. So stay tuned because I have a lot of videos on this bike. I'm going to be mounting some 360 brackets over here, and we're going to be waiting for a 360 camera bracket for the handlebars. So that's what I'm going to do now. And don't forget, guys, 2021 Sport Glide Bike Build Series raffle, sweepstakes, giveaway, whatever you want to call it. It's going to end April 30th of 2022. It's going to be getting a 124 big bore kit, exhaust, handlebars, lights, you name it, is going to be loaded with awesome upgrades. Don't wait, guys, because entries are moving fast and there is a limited supply of entries. So if you do want to be a part of this and possibly win it, go to my website, www.cycle-fanatix.com, and get yourself entered to win the bike. The bike is not going to be ridden. It's brand new, garage kept, covered, all the upgrades. It will only be going to JD Cycle Works just to get work done, and maybe some test rides, obviously, after all the upgrades are complete. But that's about it. So definitely head on over to the website, try to win that bike. Hopefully you will be the one. I'm going to make some brackets for the Street Fighter. I got some awesome videos coming up on this bike. I just put the Arrow exhaust on it, titanium. It's already starting to blue. Look at that purple color. Hopefully you guys can see that. But a couple more rides and it's gonna look absolutely fantastic. It's gonna be all blued and purpled, and you know how titanium exhaust gets when the heat starts soaking into it, so it's gonna start changing colors. But the thing is a rape ape. It's crazy. Over 210 horsepower. That thing's a beast. So I have a lot of obviously content on that bike and on the Sport Glide. But this video is about Silverback. So I'm gonna go take it by Nick. Hopefully that solves the problem, and we'll see. I'll let you guys know, so stay tuned. All right, guys, I had to take a break away from, I got my boy,
hi there.
Mr. Holy Shift. Say hi, Mr. Holy Shift.
Hi, Mr. Holy Shift.
There you go. You got it right now. I had to take a break from that bad news, and I can't believe it. We'll go over it further. I just had to take a break, clear my head a little bit. But anyway, let me show you what's happening here. And look what we did. How awesome does that look? So like I said, now I'll have my pickup, because I only use it for personal reasons, but now I'll have the pickup to go on events with my trailer, with the bikes. If we decide to go on a long trip, or if we decide to do some events, meetups, meet and greets somewhere further, I'm gonna hook up the 18-foot trailer, put all the bikes in, take the crew with me, and we can go. I could bring merch with me, and it just looks a lot better, looks professional. So if you guys are asking, we're keeping obviously the Cycle Fanatix original logo. This is just some new logos that we came up with for the truck, and we're gonna be putting them on t-shirts and stuff like that. That's another logo for Cycle Fanatix. So definitely stay tuned, but I'm gonna actually square up over here, and I'm gonna see you guys back home, and I'll tell you guys or show you guys and explain everything, what's happening with the bike. All right, guys, here's the news. And I'm sorry to say, it's all bad news. All right, guys, so I'm back. What do you guys think about the truck? I think it looks pretty good. So we're gonna have some t-shirts made up with that logo, as well as the original logo, and we're gonna have some t-shirts made up with that logo. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments, let me know which one you guys like the best, just so I can kind of gauge how many to have made. But anyway, guys, here's the scoop. It's about 100 degrees out today. It's crazy. So humid. Diet Coke. So anyway, this is the news, and it's bad. And I'm not bummed. I'm just pissed off because we had all of these events scheduled, and now I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. We had Ocean City Bike Week scheduled with a meet and greet. We had Lake George scheduled with a meet and greet. We were thinking about going down to Oktoberfest Bike Week in Florida and Daytona. So I don't know what's going to happen right now. So here's the deal. When I came back from Nick now, drained a little bit of the oil. That didn't solve it. Still smoking. Nick, my buddy, is a really good mechanic as well. He's thinking it's either probably the rings or a valve guide. And I also went over the information with Dave over at JD Cycle Works. And that's basically pretty much what he said. It's either the rings or the valve guide or guides, whatever. So here's probably what happened. When we were in Tennessee, it was hot. It was in the 90s, but we were never stopped. We were always moving. The problem is with Wednesday's ride, and I'm pretty pissed off I didn't do this when Glenn had it done. Glenn actually put a fan on his 124 big bore kit, and I should have did it. I just didn't get around to it. So basically what happened was Wednesday when we went to First Manufacturing Bike Night, it was about 100 degrees. It felt like 120 all the way from the GWB all the way into Long Island. We were in pretty much traffic, sometimes dead stop traffic. No room for lane splitting, no shoulders, and there was just nowhere to go except wait in that heat. And I'm thinking that's what did it. It has to be. It just, the bike got too hot and possibly burned the ring. But it's definitely smoking. It's definitely not coming from the breathers anymore because I just put some miles on it. And the funny thing is, it still has power, but there's a funny sound that I don't like coming from the front of the motor. It is what it is. I should have had a fan put on. It's nothing that Dave did, because the thing ran and runs like a beast. It's the damn heat. And because of the higher compression engine, because of the higher horsepower, it's going to put out more heat. And being that it's air cooled, you cannot be stuck and stopped in traffic. And I knew that, like I said, but there was just nowhere to go. Everybody else we were riding with, Sandy, Barber CVO19, they don't, I think Barber CVO19 has a stage 2, but it does not put out as much heat as a big bore kit with higher compression. Like I said, Glenn had a fan on, so nothing happened. But you cannot be running bikes like this with high horsepower, high compression in 100-degree weather, stuck in traffic. It's not good. And you're gonna have bad consequences, which I just found out. So anyway, long story short, we got to put a smile on. There's always a silver lining, and that silver lining is it's going by JD Cycle Works early Monday morning. Let me move over because my arm's getting tired holding the phone. We're gonna go over to Dave and drop it off over at JD Cycle Works, Nazareth, Pennsylvania. We're gonna drop it off, and he's gonna tear the motor down. It is what it is. He's gonna tear it down, and we're gonna check out, see what's going on, repair it, put it back together. But this is the problem. Don't know if he's going to be able to have the bike ready for me by the 14th of September. 15th, we're leaving Wednesday morning, or we were supposed to leave Wednesday morning for Ocean City, Maryland. So we'll see what happens. It is what it is. But I'll tell you one thing, the silver lining is that while it's there, we're gonna obviously fix it. We're gonna see if Zippers maybe wants to sponsor maybe their new head while we have the motor apart. And we're definitely gonna get the chain drive. And I'm definitely gonna go with an Arlen Ness big rotor brake kit. So while it's there, I'll just get everything done. I was gonna do the chain drive, the brakes in the winter while the bike is down getting painted, but it is what it is. The bike's gonna go there now Monday, and that's what's gonna happen. So even though that news isn't quite favorable as I would hope it to be, it is what it is. And we're gonna have to push forward, see if we could get it fixed before the 15th. And if it doesn't, certain things you just can't change. JD Cycle Works is crazy busy, even though he takes care of me. He takes really good care of me. I don't expect him to drop everything he's doing just to, help me out, because he does help me out already quite a bit. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If he can, great. We'll go on and move forward with our schedule. If not, we're just going to have to cancel the events, unless I pop in there with the Ducati. But but otherwise, that's the news, guys. I will see you guys at JD Cycle Works. I'll make a video about that, dropping the bike off, and while I'm there, and then I'll take you through the I don't want to say build process. I'll take you through the repair process and explain to you guys what Dave finds out, what the issues are, and what the possible culprit was, which I definitely 99.9% think it's the heat, as everybody else does. So that's it on this video. I'm gonna go inside because it's damn hot. I hope it cools down soon. But there you have it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.